Time to check out this evening's Honda starting goaltenders for the San Jose Sharks. Antti Niemi had the night off last night as Alex Stalock got the start against Vancouver. Niemi comes back tonight. And what a story Frederik Andersen has been for the Anaheim Ducks this year. And going back to last year, he has won 40 of his first 55 decisions in goal in the National Hockey League, and he's as big a reason as any that they sit atop the entire league right now with 54 points. We're underway, fourth game between these teams out of 5 they'll play this year, the Sharks and the Ducks. In fact, this season series will be all wrapped up and done with by the end of January when they go one more time at SAP Center. Puck in the Anaheim zone and out to center ice. It is dumped in by Jakob Silfverberg. And the Sharks defenseman Brent Burns now on the right side of D. Sharks coming off a loss last night to the Canucks when they scored first but couldn't hang on. And actually, Canucks scored first, and the Sharks just couldn't come back. 3-1 the final in that one, and the only goal coming on a penalty shot by Joe Thornton as the Sharks were unable to capitalize 5-on-5, and especially on the power play where they went 0 for 4.
The power play has been tremendous all season, second best power play in the NHL. But as Tommy Wingle said, he goes, this team needs some dirty goals. And that's getting to the front of the net, screens, tips, and rebounds.
Todd McLellan made no bones about it in his post-game comments last night after the Vancouver loss. As Niemi makes the save off the wrist shot by Bolesky, and then it's covered up. He felt that the Sharks gave Vancouver a discount victory, that they didn't have to pay full price.
He says, we want everything on sale. They want to take the easy way out. And those were the quotes from Todd McLellan, and I don't think he was just talking about last night's game as we look at the head coach of the Anaheim Ducks, Bruce Boudreau, his 8th season as an NHL head coach. There's his overall record. Career for Sharks, 9-11-2. Todd McLellan was talking about the 2 games post-Christmas. A little bit of a lethargic effort on the 27th in LA, and they didn't have their best game last night. They're trying to redeem themselves here on New Year's Eve.
And what's most troubling is all 3 losses consecutive have been in the Pacific Division. The Sharks have lost to Anaheim, LA, and Vancouver consecutively. The only point they picked up was in the overtime loss here to the Ducks right before the holiday. Now Justin Braun busting down the right side, and Andersen with the glove save. Let's look at our Xfinity starting lines for the San Jose Sharks. And Todd McLellan sticking with the same forward group that played last night against the Canucks. No changes there at all. Matt Nieto came back into the lineup last night. And while Tommy Wingels was shaken up on the hit by Jannik Hansen, he is back. But on defense, Scott Hannon comes back. He's paired with Matt Tennyson and takes Matt Irwin's spot, who did play last night.
And we just took a look at Braun joining the rush with his speed, and the team has struggled scoring goals. It'd be nice to see Braun, jump up into the play. He's fast enough to get back. The forwards are smart enough to read for him and cover.
Braun's second leading scorer on the Sharks blue line with a goal and 13 points. Joe Thornton, the team's leading scorer, setting it up ice for Tomas Hertl, and he will slap it in to Frederik Andersen. Number 2 in the NHL in victories. Andersen, he's won 20 games. And he is by far and away the go-to man right now for the Anaheim Ducks. Ilya Bryzgalov, the backup, but he's not going to figure to get a whole lot of duty the way Andersen is going.
Andersen, 6'3", 236 pounds. Big goalie. Really good lateral movement, post to post. He gets down, takes away that bottom part of the net.
Here's Goodrow. And now Melker Karlsson's shot partially blocked, and it almost fooled Andersen, but it went wide. Karlsson, who scored his first NHL goal here against Andersen on the 22nd, and then the shot from the point by Burns, handled by Andersen as the Sharks crashed the net. And we look at Bruce Boudreau's lines. The big news, Corey Perry back in the lineup, playing on the right wing next to his customary center iceman Ryan Getzlaf. And that's a big boost for the Ducks, as Perry's missed the last 10 games with a knee injury. But boy, when you look at Anaheim's record without him, 7-2-1, they didn't really miss him too much.
That speaks of the depth of this organization, the Anaheim Ducks. You miss a player like Perry for 10 games and you go on a 7-2-1 run. That's one of the reasons why these guys are tops in the NHL in points with 54.
When you look at all the other little aspects of the Ducks, their power play, not that great. Lower third, penalty kill, only 20th. And they've had some players who have had down years. yet they lead the league. 54 points. They just find ways to win. Here's a fight. Michael Haley and Tim Jackman. Jackman's been out of the lineup after that incident with John Scott here 9 days ago. Jackman with Haley's helmet off, and Jackman getting the advantage as a result of that. Haley's first scrap since coming up from Worcester. Known for his toughness there, but also the 10 goals he's put up on the board. Right now, it's all about the toughness as Haley tries to rebound after Jackman has had the upper hand early on, and now Jackman tosses him down to the ice.
I don't know if John Scott's back home wearing slippers right now, but if he is, he's going to wear out the soles. He's pacing through his living room because he's tried to fight Jackman a few times this year, and to no avail. He's had a couple of suspensions because of Tim Jackman. Then Tim Jackman comes out in his first shift and fights Michael Haley.
Well, this is John Scott in the incident with Jackman 9 days ago. Right there, Scott with the swing of the right arm, and he was suspended 4 games by the NHL for that. And Jackman's been out with the upper body injury since tonight as he returns and grimacing a little bit after that scrap, checking his right hand, and Haley's doing the same thing. All of this coming here at the 3:02 mark of the first period. They'll get 5 each for fighting.
Well, that kind of gets things going here, really. These two teams don't like each other. We saw a lot of fights in the first game when they played each other. Getzlaf and Perry both dropped the gloves twice that game. Sounds they won in easy fashion.
Sharks, in fact, took the first 2 games of this season series. October 26th, they beat Anaheim 4-1 here. That was that fight-filled game. And then the day after losing at home to Buffalo, the Sharks came in here to Anaheim to start a road trip and beat the Ducks 6-4. I think I got that backwards. It was the 4-1 win when the Sharks bounced back off the Buffalo loss, and then winning 6-4 at SAP Center. 2-1 against Anaheim so far this year. Technically 2-0-1 as they picked up a point in the overtime loss here December 22nd. Here's Silfverberg, and that's batted down by Dillon for the Sharks. Marleau with a slap shot from beyond the blue line, and it'll rim all the way back to Braun at center ice. No score here in the first period. And a good hit down low there by Wingels, who seems to be all right after that incident with Jannik Hansen of the Vancouver Canucks last night. Sharks go offside here. Let's check our Lexus keys to this evening's game.
Well, what makes good teams very good? The first and foremost thing you have to do is make others better in different ways. And it could be sticking up for a teammate. It could be setting them up with a pass. It could be patting them on the back. San Jose has not done enough of that the last 2 games. They need to do it tonight. The second key, focus on the moment. Can't worry about the new year. You can't dwell on the last 2 losses, one to Vancouver and one to LA. Sharks need to focus on the task at hand, the Anaheim Ducks, the top team in the NHL tonight.
Sami Vatanen, he is talking about having breakthrough years, having exactly that on Anaheim's blue line, not only leading the defense in scoring, but he's one of the top scorers on the team overall as the Sharks score. The shot from the point tipped in front, and it's 1-0.
I think Pavelski's reaction, the way he pointed at Vlasic says it all. Pavelski comes to the front of the net. I think that puck was in the air. How many times do we see Joe Pavelski? His amazing hand-eye coordination. He battles for position, 2 hands on his stick, faces the play, bats it out of midair, tips it home. These are pseudo-set plays. I mean, there's no real set plays in 5-on-5 in hockey, other than maybe a controlled breakup. But when Joe Pavelski is around the front of the net, players in the Sharks know you don't have to put the puck on the ice. He's going to swat it out of midair, tip it out of midair. He does it there. It was perfectly placed by Vlasic. Sharks up 1-0.
18th goal of the year for Pavelski, the Sharks goal-scoring leader, and they're off to exactly the start they hoped for here on the road.
More urgency here tonight in their game. No surprise. To a man, they weren't happy with last night's loss at home to Vancouver.
Vlasic and Thornton get the assist at 4:33 on the 18th of the season for the big Pavelski.
Tommy Wingels said this team needed to score some dirty goals. I would throw that in the bucket of dirty goals.
Joe Pavelski trails only Alexander Ovechkin and Tyler Seguin of Dallas for the most goals scored in the NHL since the start of last year.
talked about him at the open of this broadcast and how important he is from a leadership standpoint, both on and off the ice. And he sets the tempo here tonight early for the team. It's a great start.
Some tough grinding work in the corners there. Sharks move the puck, but don't. Yeah, it did come out. Linesman calls it on this side. And now James Shepard, a hit for Goodrow, and it went off the skate all the way through to Anderson, and he'll cover up. If Goodrow catches that, he might have been off to the races.
Now Joe Pavelski finds a way to get to the front of the net. There's the puck, and he just deflects it. That was actually closer to the ice than I thought, but he boxes out Getzlaf, so he has a stick in front of him. You want to be between the man and the net and the puck in the net. He does that, and a perfectly placed shot tip there situation by Mark Bloodblossom. Good execution.
Now Matt Nieto, second game back after his injury layoff. Back to center ice. Brendan Dillon will wrist it deep into Ducks territory. And here's Nieto. Pavelski sending it back to Dillon. The tip, they score! Andrew Desjardins, but they're going to wave it off on goaltender contact. Referee on the ice says no goal.
And you can see the reaction by the Sharks bench. They are, to a man, not happy about this waved off goal. San Jose, it's Pavelski just taking a hit to make a play.
Oh boy. Get to see that on the replay, and there's the contact. The most damaging contact seemed to be the dragging back skate of the Anaheim player.
The referee, he doesn't get the slow motion overhead view that we get.
Yep.
He sees it once, and he saw Nieto come through the crease, and there was some goalie contact, and that's what he saw, and that's what he called. But when you watch it from the overhead in slow motion, I think that's a good goal. But
he's got to call it in real time.
He's calling it in real time.
So it stays 1-0 Sharks. Nice play nonetheless. Great tip by Desjardins up in the high slot.
Clearly the message. And go back to last night. There's offside here on the Ducks. Jimmy Johnson said the Sharks have to get in the goalie's eyes. And Nieto's fighting. He came through the crease on his own. He was trying to get out of the way, but I don't think he had contact with Anderson.
Might have touched the helmet a little bit with the elbow.
Lindholm was leaning into Nieto, though.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I don't want to say he pushed him into Anderson, because I thought he was just leaning into him, but that started before Nieto got to the blue paint. He was trying to cut across the paint, get in front of Anderson. Doesn't matter now. It was called a no goal. San Jose has to deal with it.
Vatanen sends it deep into the Sharks zone. He is third in team scoring. Sami Vatanen, 24 points, behind only Getzlaf, the leader, with 42, and Ryan Kessler with 27. Kind of been one of the untold stories around the NHL as far as point-getting defenseman Sami Vatanen.
Leads the team in power play points with 13. 5 goals, 8 assists.
That's where he's fattened up on all those stats as Marleau swings it behind the Anaheim net. Doesn't quite get there, and now Clayton Stoner keeps it away from Shepard and sends it back to Vatanen, and up ice it goes. Tipped before it crossed center. There'll be no icing here as Matt Tennyson is back on it for the Sharks. Scott Hannon back in the lineup. Had the night off last night with Matt Irwin in there. Now here's Pavelski down the wing against Cam Fowler, and that's off the skate of Anderson. Here's a 3-on-2 back the other way. Corey Perry drops it for Getzlaf. In front. Oh, and a wide open net for Patrick Maroon, and he missed. And now Getzlaf with a shot, and Niemi the save. Patrick Maroon will be thinking about that one for a while. Joe Pavelski, great hands in front of the Anaheim net. Sharks lead.
We're going to redefine the word dodge a bullet. First, we're going to take a look to the very left of your screen. 2 Sharks collide down low in the offensive zone. That leads to an odd man rush for the Anaheim Ducks. Well executed. Hey, get the puck to Getzlaf. Set up Maroon for an empty netter, and it's 1-1, right? Nope, he missed. Randy, you could have scored that. And I haven't seen you skate it, but you could have scored that.
I don't know. There's some question. Patrick Maroon, and talk about a guy who's been somewhat snake-bitten this year. Here he is again on another feed from Corey Perry. Couldn't reach this one. Now Getzlaf back to the line. Hampus Lindholm trying to pass it into the corner, hit a shark and came back out. Maroon has only 2 goals this year. He had a big year last year with 11. Could have had his 3rd.
You know, you're going to play with guys like Getzlaf and Terry. It goes without saying you might want to put those ones home.
I'll guarantee you one thing. He'll be thinking about that missed shot for the rest of this year. It's only about 5-6 hours, but here's Getzlaf back across the line. Same line out there, Maroon again on the feed from Getzlaf.
Smart. He got it deep, dumped it in.
Batman around the Sharks net, turns, fires, and it goes off a deflection wide. This top line just having their way in the Sharks zone right now. Too many good chances. Perry, the move on Dillon, and it gets away as Couture will bang it off the glass and down the ice. Jays 1-0 Sharks on the goal at 9:33 by Pavelski, or 4:33 rather. Now Nieto trying to knock it down in the neutral zone. Niemi out to handle it, and Burns trying to rim it out. Could not. Comes right back to him. Second try for Burns. Finds an open winger, Goodrow. Nice pass to Nieto. He'll cut across through center. Tried to dump it in. Didn't get past Vatanen. And now Sami Vatanen shows off some nice moves. Now he shows off his skating ability. Fakes a shot. Takes a shot. And Niemi with the save.
Elusive in the neutral zone, Vatanen.
Back come the Sharks with a 3-on-2 developing, but the pass for Carlson got away. And Anaheim's Matt Bolesky plays it ahead for Devontae Smith-Pelly. Niemi reaching out, knocks it down and covers.
There's different ways, as I said too, when we talked about the keys of making others better. There's Vlasic taking a hit to make a play. And he ends up getting the puck after that big hit. Little reverse back to Braun. Off the Sharks go. Love that right there. He had his head up. He was ready for it. It's not always fun playing defense. You know you're going to have to take hits throughout the course of the game to make plays, and Vlasic did that right there.
Vlasic, 36 games this year, 10 points. He's +9. He was on the minus end last night, on for 2 of the 3 Vancouver goals. That's a rarity for number 44. Oddly, his defense partner, Justin Braun, was even. Must have been during line changes. Have to go back and check the videotape.
Well, I do know Vlasic was out there when Hansen came out of the penalty box. He was on the power play. The end of the power play.
That explains that one. Here's Thornton with a good look. Now back for Tennyson, and that shot hit Hurdle.
Sharks doing a good job of getting the pucks to the D, and the D are doing a good job of getting pucks to the net tonight.
They've had as many good chances in this first period already than they had in the whole first period last night against the Canucks, and we're not quite halfway through. Out of play here, and the faceoff will stay in Sharks territory.
What's impressed me the most so far with the San Jose Sharks is the fact that the Ducks didn't play last night. The Sharks did. The Sharks had to fly. What time did we get to the hotel last night?
One-ish.
One-ish. You know, then you got to fall asleep. 5 o'clock game. Guys are getting to the rink here around 2:30 in the afternoon. Throws off your game day routine. A 5 o'clock start does, and yet they've had great jump here in the first period. So good preparation and focus from this hockey team in preparation for tonight's game against the Ducks.
Both these teams last played Vancouver. Both these teams next play St. Louis. Ducks beat the Canucks here in overtime on Sunday. They had to come from behind in that one. Cam Fowler won it in the extra period. Of course, the Sharks lost to Vancouver last night 3-1.
Safe to say the Sharks, from a motivation standpoint, don't want to go into 2015 losing the last 4 games against teams that you're fighting for a playoff spot against. It's Anaheim twice, Vancouver, and LA.
Anaheim hosts St. Louis here Friday, and then the Sharks get them the very next night, Saturday. So it'll be back-to-back for the Blues on the road, Anaheim and San Jose. No easy task for St. Louis. Rickard Rakell up ice. This is Tim Jackman trying to advance it, but Burns gets it away to Shepard.
Good play by Burns, not interfering Jackman in that situation, then winning the puck battle in the corner and making a nice pass to the centerman, James Shepard.
Here's Ryan Getzlaf. Having his best year in the NHL, he just might be. He has been electrifying this year. Third leading scorer, 42 points, 12 goals, 30 assists. Certainly has to be a candidate for the Hart Trophy this year as the most valuable player as we approach the halfway point at least.
Joe Thornton just took a check in the neutral zone. He went right back to the dressing room. He is in a lot of pain, and that is a concern just by his reaction.
So Thornton off to the room.
Oh, that's not good.
Wingels, big collision on the boards with Vatanen. Now Hertl, reversing it for Couture. Logan Couture with Wingels and Hertl right now. And it's played out past center ice, and Hannon's back on it for the Sharks. So we'll keep an eye on Joe Thornton, who had the second assist on the only goal tonight by Pavelski, as he leads here with just about 9 minutes left in the period when he went to the Sharks dressing room. A rush by Anaheim's Matt Bolesky. Niemi catches this as Smith-Pelly arrives late. Wingels doesn't like that. Wrestles Smith-Pelly to the side, and now the linesmen jump in. We'll be back.
Joe Thornton coming through the neutral zone. You can see he's looking down at the puck. He didn't really prepare. Gets his left arm up at the last second. Takes a hit from the 6'3", 212-pound Clayton Stoner, and he is shaken up right away. And he heads to the bench, heads right to the room. I'm concerned about the way he's holding his left arm. The way it's kind of hanging a little bit. That would lead me to believe it's an upper arm or a shoulder injury. The best case scenario would be he got winded.
Well,
and we will find out his situation. If he just got the wind knocked out of him, he'll be back soon. And that's what we can hope for right now.
he has been so durable as a Shark. Joe Thornton played every game last year. He's played every game this year. The lockout year, he played all 48 games. Every game the year before that in 11-12. Missed 2 games the year before that. 3 games the year before that. Prior to that, 3 straight seasons playing every game. He's just always there. Number 19, your center, on the lineup card on line number 1. Hopefully that'll continue. As the wrist shot from Ryan Kessler goes wide, and Matt Nieto now scampers to center, 3-on-2. Pavelski, Hertl, back across for Pavelski, who wasn't there yet. Hertl needs to get that on net. He had Pavelski going hard, looking for a rebound. That's what Pavelski was looking for.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And Hertl needs to shoot the puck. He shot it a little more last night. 7 attempts, 2 ended up on net, but he has only 1 goal in his last 10 coming into tonight.
But here's and you just touched on it. He needs to shoot more. If you're known as a shooter, and Hertl is, Pavelski's going to read that. I mean, that's knowing your line mates, your teammates.
And a mini scuffle here at the whistle as they settle down. While we have a moment here, the NHL Stadium Series coming up in February, and the Stadium Series jersey is now available. You can see photos of it at sjsharks.com/stadium jersey, and you can get it at the Sharks store at SAP Center. For store hours and information, go to sharks.com/store.
From the moment I saw the jersey, I fell in love with it.
That's what I've heard. Penalty here to Anaheim.
Oh, Kessler. Nice.
Interference to call. Sharks power play on the ice for the first time.
Ex-Canuck, now Duck Pest, Ryan Kessler. The type of guy you hate when he's on the other team, but you love him having him on your team.
12:43, time of the penalty. Sharks on a Cache Creek power play. Burns across for Couture. Back to the point. Burns, a slap shot. That was blocked by Kessler, but that hurt him. Another shot. A tip up high by Couture. Loose puck for a moment. Anderson covers it. And now Ryan Kessler, or rather Ryan Getzlaf, just bent over after blocking that Brent Burns slap shot. And that's another reason to shoot the puck. If guys are going to come up there and block it, they're going to have to pay the price.
You said it. I'm thinking it. And you're absolutely right. Make them pay the price, especially early.
You don't want anybody to get hurt, but Kessler,
he's shaking him.
Getzlaf, is over to the bench, and I suspect he's going to walk right into their room. If not walk, he's going to hobble. Needs help.
Oh, that's, no, you don't wish injuries on anybody.
So the top 2 centers in this game are in the dressing rooms right now.
How's the end of 2:14 looking for these teams right now? Not good. Both guys hobbling back. We're headed back to the room. Getzlaf hobbling.
Kessler still in the penalty box. Sharks still on the power play. Nate Thompson, number 44, trying to move it out. Can't. Marlowe up top, high slot. On the wing, Burns shot, and that's blocked by Anderson. That is bad across. Yeah. And now Pavelski back with it down low, looking for Goodrow. Here's Burns again. Takes the pass. Now gets it away. Pavelski, far side. Anderson dives across and robs Marlowe. What a save. Marleau again. Sharks power play looking good. They're getting looks. Burns up top. That one's blocked by Thompson. Pavelski to the middle. Nobody there, and it's slapped down by Stoner.
Well, Pavelski knows it too. I saw his reaction off the ice, kind of just shrugged. He's mad at himself because he forced that pass in the middle. But the story of this power play right now is Anderson. What a save he made.
Wingles on this second unit. Fowler chips it around. Shepard with a huge hit behind the net on Ben Lovejoy.
Well, if they're going to go hit Joe Thornton, it's open game for big hits, either, from the Sharks standpoint.
Hurdle around to Wingles. Back for Tennyson. Spins around. Gets it to Vlasic. Vlasic back behind the net for Hurdle. Now Wingles trying to get it centered. Doesn't have a look. Back to Vlasic. Sharks tons of zone time here on the power play. Vlasic sets, shoots, and it's just high. Wingles with 12 to go on the power play. Able to keep it in against Smith-Pelly. Now Shepard on the near boards. Pinned there by Lovejoy, who he hit earlier on the shift, and now the Ducks will clear. That'll kill the rest of Kessler's minor.
Now, Sharks did everything on that power play but score.
3 shots on goal, but many more opportunities, and also one of the shots taken by Burns for now knocks Getzlaf out of the game. 1-0 Sharks coming up on 5 minutes to go. Here in the first period of the final game of 2014. It's been an interesting first period, to say the least. Joe Thornton not on the Sharks bench. Ryan Getzlaf in the Ducks dressing room as they've both been hobbled here in the first period. And an icing call here against the Sharks.
Sharks with some tremendous puck movement in the offensive zone. Burns slides across, fakes a shot, down to Pavelski, all the way across, and Marleau has a great look, and what a save. And there's a big hit by Shepard on Lovejoy. Boys are going at it. This is big boy hockey here tonight. Big hits, big saves, and a couple of big players have head back to the locker room with some injuries. 15 for the Ducks, 19 for the Sharks. It's concern for both teams.
Justin Braun now, the up pass for Nieto. Dillon gives it back, and Nieto sends it in. Dillon, good speed to range across and get to it ahead of Beauchemin. That's why Beauchemin just recently returned to the Anaheim lineup. He was out for a good bit with an injury, missed 13 games. Penalty coming up here to the Ducks. It'll be Emerson Edom going, and the Sharks will have another power play. Edom to the box for that. Time for tonight's El Camino Hospital Focus on Winning as we look back on this final night of 2014. Talking Joe Pavelski and his 3 hat tricks in this past calendar year.
And I want you to pay attention to where he scores all these goals. How far he is from the blue paint in that mid to low slot area. It's amazing, and he scored one there tonight. So how does a guy that's not the biggest guy, not the fastest guy, score so many goals from that, we call it the dirty area, whatever you want to call it, the slot area, because he's got hockey sense and he pays the price.
Pasto and Nolan earlier this season to become second all-time in franchise history. Now with 209 goals. Behind only Patrick Marleau, far and away the all-time leader, played every game of his career and continues to do so as a Shark. Interestingly, too, Pavelski with the only goal here tonight. He has scored the first goal of the game for the Sharks in 3 of their last 4 games. So he's been giving them that leadership on the ice of getting the team off to good starts.
Actions. You can say a lot of things in the locker room. That's good. Leaders, that's great stuff. But ultimately, your actions on the ice. That's the best form of leadership.
Couture, flip pass. Marleau with the speed, got to it. Different looking line combos now with Thornton in the dressing room being evaluated. Couture on the power play. Back to Burns and the save by Anderson. Edom's in the box for the hook. Here's another shot, blocked before it got through to the Anaheim net. Pavelski back for Couture. Pavelski pumps one, and it's a glove save for Anderson.
Again, good puck retrieval by the Sharks. The first thing that you have to do on the power play, before you get the pretty plays and the scoring chances, is you need to win battles. The first face-off, puck retrieval, and then you get some looks. Then you got to get guys to the front of the net. In that situation, Pavelski had 2 options. He could have shot or passed it down low to to Patty Marleau. He opted for the shot. Good save by Anderson.
As you said, Anaheim's penalty kill is not stellar, 20th out of 30. It's just kind of okay right now. And the Sharks did score on the power play here 9 days ago in that 3-2 overtime loss, and it was Pavelski scoring that goal. They don't have a power play goal tonight, but they're sure getting a lot of looks. They had 3 shots on goal in that first power play, and now another 3 so far on this one. Still a minute and 11 left to go on the man advantage. Tennyson didn't have time to shoot, gives it to Vlasic. He does shoot off a skate wide. Fowler controls and clears.
Actually, I'm going to correct you. He did have time to shoot. He didn't want to shoot. The reason is there was nobody in front of the net. It was an easy save for Anderson. So he didn't have time for the guys to get to the front of the net and then shoot.
I would gladly accept your expert analysis. Getzlaf's back on for Anaheim, so that's good news for them, as he was able to, I guess, to walk off that shot block from Burns. You don't want to take the skate off. That's the worst thing you can do. It'll swell up on you, so Getzlaf able to continue, but still no sign of Joe Thornton returning from the Sharks dressing room after that collision with Clayton Stoner. Now Andrew Cogliano, shorthanded for the Ducks. They're a good shorthanded team, always a threat when killing penalties. They've scored 5 shorthanded goals. Here come the Sharks back on the attack on the power play. The pass, the shot, Anderson, the save off Hurdle. Now here's Shepard, and he is robbed by Anderson too as he went top corner. Anderson's glove was there.
Wow, wow, wow. Good hesitation, patience. Look at this save. Anderson comes, stuffs the bottom part of the net. And watch his glove. Boom. Thanks for coming. You know, sometimes you got to be good to be lucky. Sometimes you got to be lucky to be good. Anderson just did both. He was good to get across and take away the bottom part of the net and stuff that opportunity on Hurdle. He was lucky that his glove was right where Shepard shot the puck. If that thing is barred down, it's 2-0 Sharks. Needless to say, great tandem of saves by Anderson.
Still 1-0. Here's Couture on the power play. Tail end of it. No, it's expired now. Sharks ended up with 5 shots. And we've got another penalty coming up to the Ducks right here.
I'm going to have to go and say that Todd McLellan's
2 minutes.
Todd McLellan's reaction and post-game comments last night caught the attention of his players. And there's Couture just splitting the 2 defensemen. Ends up drawing a penalty. Todd McLellan, we already talked about, he says, we want to take the easy way out. He also said last night, he goes, the dogfight tonight, I don't think our dog was a pitfall by any means. He was not happy after last night's game. The players read it, heard it, and they have reacted.
They are playing fast. Quick, like, fast.
I'm seeing urgency. I'm seeing focus. I'm seeing a team that has caught the eye of their coach. No question. The post-game comments had these guys had to think about it. This is a 5 o'clock start after back-to-back games. You'd think that maybe take them 10 minutes to get into this thing, but it's been all Sharks here tonight.
Another power play. Here's Marleau, and that one deflects away to the corner. Burns back to Marleau again. Another shot, and that one's blocked in front of the net. Burns again. Marleau again. Now Couture trying to get it out of his feet, making Goodrow. Slots it back to Burns. On the wing, Marleau. Burns again, trying to get it flat. He does to Couture. Now Marleau in for Goodrow, but that was a tough one for him to handle with Kessel right on him. Back out to center. A little less reluctant to shoot on this power play. And Fowler will clear it. Now Couture with some speed back for Marleau. Tried to stick handle through traffic. And it'll come out again. So Anaheim's penalty kill doing a much better job on this third San Jose power play.
A little too fancy for Patty Marleau. He's more of a north-south player. He was caught at the end of the shift.
Under a minute to go in the period. And the Sharks looking to get a second goal here and take advantage of all this power play time they've enjoyed. Right now they're in an 0-for-8 slump with the man advantage over the last 2+ games. Shepard, centered pass, and Tennyson couldn't hammer it home. This one pops free to Bolesky. And down it goes. Down to 15 on the power play, 20 on the game clock. Slapped in by Vlasic. Marleau on this side. Chips it around for Pavelski. Now in hurry-up mode. He'll get it to Couture. Back to the point. Couture shot Anderson. The save again on the redirect. And that'll do it for the first period. And the story of the first period, without doubt, that man right there, Anaheim goaltender Frederik Andersen, 13 saves, helped Anaheim kill 3 straight penalties. But the good news for the Sharks, they skate off with the lead. At the end of 1, it's the Sharks 1, Anaheim nothing. Coming up on our Ram Intermission Report, Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown standing by in our studios. We'll be back in Anaheim. Back in Anaheim as we're about to start the second period, you're looking at Matt Tennyson, Sharks defenseman. And as we look back on the great moments of 2014, Matt Tennyson's first NHL goal, obviously a special night for him earlier this month, December 18th against Edmonton. It tied the game and allowed the Sharks to come from behind and win. And we'll give it our Ram shot of the game tonight. But it was also important in the franchise's history as Tennyson became the first ever player to go through the San Jose Junior Sharks system and score a goal for the NHL San Jose Sharks.
And as Todd McClellan so eloquently said, after that game, it was the dream of the late George Gund to see somebody come through the Junior Sharks and score a goal for the Sharks in San Jose, and it happened. The hockey gods were smiling down on the organization that day.
George Gund, the founding and original owner of the San Jose Sharks, passed away several years ago. We're underway here with the second period in Anaheim. A dominant first by the Sharks as they outshot the Ducks 14-3. Frederik Andersen the difference, and Anaheim's penalty killed the difference. They killed off all 3. But the Sharks have the lead as Fowler now is checked by Shepard. And puck cleared out of play.
One area the Sharks could probably focus on improving is face-offs. The Sharks were only 32%. They won 7, lost 15. Joe Pavelski was 5-5. And that means everybody else was collectively 2-10 on face-offs. Joe Thornton, by the way, he only took 2 face-offs that period. He was 1-1.
No sign of Joe Thornton on the San Jose bench. He left midway first period after a shoulder check by Clayton Stoner, the big defenseman for the Ducks. Joe went right to the dressing room and has not emerged yet. We can only assume he's being evaluated at this point, and we'll alert you as soon as we're given an update on his condition. Marc-Edouard Vlasic paired as usual with Justin Braun. And Braun can't get it through past Cogliano. Anaheim hasn't had a shot on goal since the 9:02 mark of the first period as Couture tried to weave his way through, got past Lindholm, but lost the puck off the end of his stick.
And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't say the one shot that is not on the board for the Ducks is because it wasn't a shot on net, but it was a missed empty net by Patrick Maroon.
That was
because that could have tied the game up. Like, you kind of have to put those ones in. Anderson made some great saves, and Maroon missed an empty net.
And we'd also be remiss on this New Year's Eve if we did not wish a happy birthday to one of our colleagues, Sharks original and only radio voice, the great Dan Rusanowski, celebrating a birthday on this New Year's Eve.
Happy birthday, Ruzy.
Hopefully the Sharks can help him celebrate with a win here tonight as Anderson stops the Wingles wrist shot. Now back to Vlasic and his shot, and then a whistle as Anderson's mask came off. That's why they blow that dead. Anytime a goaltender loses that headgear, you're going to get a whistle right away. Amazing to think back in the day they didn't even wear them.
And there's the initial shot. You can see Anderson kind of shaking his head. Then he's not waving. It was already loose. It's the right play by Anderson.
But obviously the strap came loose on the save.
So you figure that snapshot, I'm going to say, is coming in about 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. Hit him in the head. How good's that protection right there? He's just smiling like nothing happened, eh? It's like somebody just threw a Nerf ball at him.
He's good to go. Face off. And Getzlaf will get it up to Corey Perry. Perry's first game back in the Ducks lineup since the hip check from Minnesota's Keith Ballard knocked him out with a knee. And there's a shot, and just wide as it caught the outside of the mesh, but outside of the cage.
Fooled a few of the fans here at the Honda Center.
Wingels collides with Getzlaf. And now Stoner hands it back off to Vatanen. Here's Ryan Getzlaf. Trying to feed Perry. Desjardins, who scored the disallowed goal earlier.
Stoner stepping up in the neutral zone again. Sharks have to keep an eye on him tonight. Any night, but in particular tonight, he's being very aggressive in the neutral zone.
Raquel turns it over. Desjardins attacking. Back for Hannon. Saved by Anderson. The rebound and a great chance there for Carlson. Meanwhile, Maroon's on top of Haley in the zone. But there might be a penalty here. There is not.
And one of the better chances for the Ducks tonight. They didn't get many. Just missed the net. And then San Jose counters at the other end. Good save by Anderson. And I like Carlson. Really, he just goes to the net. Third line. Talk about north-south hockey, keeping it simple. Shepard, Carlson, and Goodrow. That's exactly how they play the game. Good, honest line.
Last time we were here 9 days ago, 2 Swedes got their first NHL goals. The Sharks, Melker Karlsson and Rickard Rakell. There's a hip check by Tennyson. As he slows down the attacking Rickard Rakell. For a while, the hip check was kind of a lost start in the league. It's making a comeback.
Coming back tonight.
Well, we talked about Ballard's hip check on Perry.
Yeah.
It took him out for 10 games. Now Brent Burns back in his own zone, gets it past Emerson Edom. But it's fired back in by Ben Lovejoy.
Perry trying to just get back into game mode here. He said he's missed 10 games. This is his first game back. Cannot simulate game situations in practice. There's just too many games.
Here's Edom. Tried to center it. Hit Dylan's skate. Now Dylan pokes it around Smith-Pelly. Carlson ahead for Barclay Goodrow. Goodrow, stick handling, still on the move. And Bolesky sends it back to this side for Kessler. He's pumped by Byrne. Now Lindholm keeps it away from Carlson, but he drew a penalty. Melker Karlsson is going to go to the box.
Bodies have been flying this period with some hits. We've seen some guys colliding into each other, and in this case,
tripping.
an inadvertent trip. Melker Karlsson heads to the box. There's Lindholm just eluding him, and you can see the blade of the Karlsson stick where it meets the shaft, kind of hooked around the ankle of Lindholm, pulled him down. Easy call for the back referee. We get a first look at the Anaheim Ducks power play of the night.
Update on Joe Thornton now from Sharks Media Relations that he is being evaluated and his return to this game is questionable. 1-0, Sharks in front here and facing the Ducks power play for the first time in the game. Kessler stolen by Pavelski, then Braun, then Wingels, then Vlasic, and then out.
Yeah, the one other time I remember Thornton getting injured was in the playoff series against Vancouver. He took an open ice hit. It was Raffi Torres. It was a clean hit, and it was shoulder to shoulder. Thornton still played, but it was revealed afterwards that he'd separated his shoulder.
Here is Kessler, who was on that Vancouver team, to Perry, to the net, saved by Niemi, and back to Kessler. He'll go across ice to Vatanen. Slaps it off the skate of Burns, and Niemi with a great save there.
And we saw the first goal last night for the Vancouver Canucks. Went off Brendan Dillon's skate into the net. And that was Niemi making a good save after that puck redirected off of Burns' skate.
Now Getzlaf trapped in his zone. Couture in there on the forecheck on the penalty kill. And here is Vatanen. Raquel off the post. Little toe drag there and a quick wrist shot.
Backhand pass by Vatanen in the neutral zone.
And the Sharks get it clear. Down to 28 on the power play for Anaheim.
It's subtle plays, but the backhand passes some of these NHLers make, most of them make, is just tremendous. Tape to tape and hard passes.
Smith-Pelly will bank it around behind the net. Pavelski able to jam it out. And now Cam Fowler back for the Ducks. One more game between these teams in the regular season, January 29th at SAP Center. That'll be the first game after the All-Star break. Sharks with the penalty kill, just one shot for the Anaheim power play, but they also shot one off the post. So, a post and then a missed open net by Maroon. And while they've only had 5 shots on goal, the Ducks have had a couple of really good scoring chances in this 1-0 game. And now here's a turnover. And here's Cogliano. Great stick by Dillon to break it up. Stoner back behind the net. Cogliano can't catch. Silfverberg checked by Shepard, but he hangs on to the puck. Now Cogliano trying to fight off Dillon. Nice pass. The shot knocked away. Beauchemin let it fly. Here's Stoner. Back for Beauchemin. And that's just wide. Niemi diving back to get his net. Beauchemin again. That one's blocked. Dillon can't get to the loose puck. Now it comes ahead to Goodrow. At the end of his shift, he'll just dump it in. Shepard takes a hit from Beauchemin, gets the puck across for Tomas Hertl.
Been a little bit of a pushback from the Ducks here the last 3-4 minutes.
Got some momentum off that power play, but were unable to tie it. And now Stoner giving a shove to James Shepard. They come together again. Couple of former Minnesota Wild teammates. We'll be back in Anaheim. Back on the highlights of this past year, what about goaltender Troy Grosenick? Earlier this season, November 14th, in Carolina, Sharks got a goal from Tomas Hertl in the first period. It would be all they needed because Troy Grosenick, in his first ever NHL game up from Worcester, 45 saves for the shutout. His father and family in the crowd in tears, and rightfully so. One of the all-time Shark moments to remember. Troy Grosenick with that 45 save shutout. That is our forward right choice.
Love the emotion of his dad after the game, his girlfriend.
I encourage you to go on to yahoo.com and look at their top 10 fan moments, emotional moments of the year. Sharks are in 2 of the 10, including number 1. Sharks up 1-0 here. Out shooting Anaheim 18-5, and right now doing it without Joe Thornton, who is questionable to return after a collision with Clayton Stoner in the first period.
And back-to-back games, early start tonight. Now you're down to 11 forwards, and that's Joe Thornton. He eats up a lot of minutes. He averages 18 minutes and 39 seconds a game.
And puts more onus on players like Couture in the face-off circle and James Shepard, too. Vlasic skips one wide on the wraparound. It comes out front. Hertl tried to jam it home. Would have been a good second chance, but nobody in front. Kessler. And then the shot banned on by Bolesky. Smith-Pelly. Back for Ryan Kessler. Kessler in his first year here with Anaheim. After the trade from the Vancouver Canucks in the offseason. Rick Bonino, who the Sharks saw last night, coming the other way along with Lucas Spiza. Puck out of the zone here and guided back to Cam Fowler. Kessler's been good. Second leading scorer, 27 points. Here's Fowler, and off his stick, courtesy of Justin Braun. He's got it. Braun, he's got it again.
Good stick there by Braun.
Now another shot by Fowler, and it's chipped clear by Wingle.
Go back to that play by Braun. I mean, that's called good habits. If his stick's not on the ice out in front, Fowler, he didn't. If it's beside him, if he's got 2 hands on his stick in that situation, he doesn't make the play.
Marleau with Couture down low, 2-on-1. Great back check by Getzlaf. He knocked it off Couture's stick just enough. Dillon's shot blocked by Lindholm. Here's Wingles, and that's blocked in front of the Anaheim net.
Well, Wingels had a great look there.
He's trying to get off the schneid. 10 in a row without a goal for Tommy Wingels coming into tonight. Desjardins back behind the net. It is Marleau on the centering attempt. Sharks battling here for possession. Wingels and Rakell.
Think about Wingels. I know he hasn't scored in 10 games, but just that play in the corner, winning battles. He makes guys better every single night in different ways.
Here's some open ice now for Rickard Rakell, but Burns closes on him. Then a collision by a couple of Sharks, and Maroon had another open net, but he couldn't catch the puck. Patrick Maroon. His luck is maroon. He can't find it. Desjardins now backhands it to the crease.
Great tempo in this game. We're getting a little end-to-end action.
And Vatanen will ice it.
Well, Richard Rakell cut across the Sharks blue line just as he stepped over the blue line, and two Sharks collide. That's a miscommunication. And then the pass goes over to Maroon, and he just couldn't get his handle on that one. He won't be worrying about that when he goes to sleep tonight, because he's already worried about the one from the first period.
11 goals last year, breakout year for him. And as you see, the totals are down a little bit this season, just 2. Nieto into the corner, and it's cleared down by Maroon.
I wonder if he watches video of himself down low by the net. I mean, that first goal, he opens up his hips a little bit more, changes his foot position, maybe even lowers his bottom of his hand. Like, you can't miss those form.
You mean that first non-goal?
The first non-goal, sorry, yeah.
Cogliano, and Thompson shot saved by Niemi, and he fans on the rebound. Tomas Hertl with Matt Nieto. Good stand-up play by Fowler to take out Hertl. Thompson, trouble working it past Shepard, but he has the outlet to Fowler. Coming up on 9.5 to go here, middle period. Still a 1-0 Sharks lead on Joe Pavelski's first period goal. His team leading 18th.
Just saw Tomas Hertl, and wasn't a bad change, but it wasn't a good one either. And he did that last night, gave up a 2-on-1. It's something, he's a young player, but shift changes, shift length, very important in the NHL. Every detail is so important. That's something he's going to have to be aware of.
Kessler for Cogliano, stepping up his Burns with that long reach. He punched it away.
Both these teams working hard away from the puck to establish body position.
Silfverberg slowed down by big Brendan Dillon as Kessler gets a piece of Dillon. But the Sharks able to move the puck. Now Beauchemin bats it with his glove in the offensive zone, and that'll be a whistle. Back at Honda Center in Anaheim in a moment. Back in Anaheim, time for McDonald's True Stories. We're looking back on 2014. This was last season. Was there a more poignant moment in the Sharks' year? Maybe in the NHL year, March 18th at SAP Center. Sam Tageson, 18 years old, a lifelong Sharks fan with a heart condition, in coordination with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Sharks made Sam Tageson a Shark for a day in every way. Got to skate out of the Shark head, stand on the ice during the anthem, and then when he was recognized on the Sharks bench, the tears started to flow, not just from Sam Tageson, but from all of us.
Not a dry eye that night at SAP Center, and huge kudos to the Sharks Foundation, the San Jose Sharks organization. And to me, that is what sports is all about, how you inspire others. I mean, there's games won and lost, championships, but memories like that can last a lifetime for Sam Tageson and so many other people.
Absolutely unforgettable night at
brings
SAP
you together.
Center. Yep.
That's what sports is. Best part of sports, brings people together.
Bolesky for Anaheim as they try and fight their way back into this game, down by a goal here at home. Similar scenario that they faced last game against the Canucks. They were down 1-0 for quite a while. Beauchemin. That's blocked by Couture, who gets hacked by Kessler.
I think Anaheim got better every period that game against Vancouver.
Here's Andrew Desjardins. Takes a shot, but it didn't go anywhere. Blocked by Lindholm. Sharks with 20 shots on goal to the Ducks 8. But it's been a better second period for Anaheim. They've come on. Slowed the Sharks' attack down a bit. Haven't taken a penalty in this
That's
period
part
yet.
of it, too. They took 3 penalties in the first period, so they never really got any rhythm. 6 of the 20 minutes spent in shorthanded.
Hard pass from Burns for Pavelski. That's a tough one to catch. And it was a little bit in his skates, too.
It's hard to believe that the Ducks lead the NHL in points, 54 points. They have a record of 24-8-6, and they've scored 6 more goals than they've given up this year. 6, that's it. And a lot of it has to do with their ability of that guy right there, Bruce Boudreau, the coach. He has them believing, and they find ways to win 1-goal games. 18-0-6 in 1-goal games this year.
Yeah, 15 of the last 17 1-goal games they've been in, they've won.
That is, you're in a comfort zone. 1-goal games, that's, they're like, oh, we're right at home.
There's a backhand stopped by Niemi.
Which comes back to the 0 for 3 power plays in the first period and some of the Anderson saves, Randy. San Jose trying to increase their lead.
Another comfort zone Anaheim's in is that they are home. This is an 8-game homestand. They are in a stretch when they are in Southern California. Think about this. 36 out of 37 days. They are in Southern California. That includes games against LA. It's a long time to not have to go anywhere.
I was still thinking about it.
Backhanded to the net. Niemi caught it. Maroon was looking for it, but there was no rebound.
I'm going to try and think faster in 2015.
Hey,
one of the things.
Today for resolution.
Getzlaf, as good as it gets, it's changing his stick from forehand to backhand. I think he's the best in the NHL at it. I think he's the best in the NHL. I would beg to say that he's in the best of the world. He takes that puck, so elusive. I actually talked to Justin Braun and Matt Irwin sit behind us, a couple rows behind us in the plane, and after the last game here in Anaheim, I asked Braun about it. And he goes, it's like Datsuk, like when you go at him, you can't go too quickly because he can beat you. He'll change the angle of his stick. He lures you to him. Keeps you on your toes at all times, Getzlaf.
We're going to vote for the Hart Trophy right now, halfway point, even though Getzlaf's third in scoring behind Voracek of Philadelphia and Sagan of Dallas. I got to go Getzlaf because of how valuable he is to this team. They're first in the NHL. They haven't had Terry for 10 games.
And then another 5 with the Mumps earlier this year.
And Getzlaf just keeps humming along. Right now it's the longest scoring streak in the NHL.
How many defensemen have been out for this team? You know, because they had to deal with the Mumps here.
Oodles.
They've had 12 different defensemen dress over the course of this season. Not even halfway there. Their captain has been phenomenal. I agree with you.
Desjardins' wrist shot goes behind the net wide, rims all the way out of the zone to Braun. And we're down to 6:05 left in the second period. Sharks with a 1-0 lead. Michael Haley in the scrap earlier with Jackman. Here's a centering feed that pinballs around to Emerson Edom. Now Couture trying to get his stick free from Edom. Couture overskates it slightly. Vlasic will keep it in, try to wrist it to the net, deflect off Jackman and back.
Well, you know, we all worry about our own problems, but the Ducks, well, they had a long summer here too. They lost to the team that won the Stanley Cup.
In Game 7.
In Game 7, and they had a 3-2 series lead. So you could say different circumstances, but doesn't mean anything to them because it didn't feel good. And they got blown out here 5-1 in Game 7.
The reality is 30 teams have something to prove, including the Kings. They want to prove they can repeat. Good stick there by Nieto. Burns, and that's high. Down to Smith-Pelly, who clears. Right to Raquel, and he got around Burns, but he lost the handle on the puck. Now he centers it. All alone is Emerson Edom, and they score on the rebound. It's Getzlaf. No, it's not Getzlaf. Who is it? Getzlaf's on the bench. They're waving. Are they waving it off? They are. Officials on the ice are saying no goal.
Well, that would even out from the no goal in the first period.
Incidental contact on the goaltender, no goal.
There it is.
We've seen that call. And there was the incidental contact, and the refs called no goal.
It was Emerson Edom, but it doesn't count. Still 1-0 Sharks.
This is why the goal was disallowed. We're going to look at number 12 for the Ducks, Smith Pelly. And if you want consistency from the refs, you're going to get it here. I mean, we're talking, if that's incidental contact, it's not very much. And I thought the Nieto incidental contact in the first period shouldn't have been called. I thought it should have been a goal for the Sharks, and I think that should have been a goal for the Ducks. It should be 2-1 right now. Okay. How's that?
All right.
I'm just being honest. That was not a whole lot of contact. And I didn't like to call in the first either. But hey, if they're going to call that in the first, you have to call in the second. That's the right call based on the call in the first period. Players, coaches want consistency.
Well, and again, real time versus slow-mo replay. Two chances to look at
absolutely. Here's the deal. The refs, they've been consistent. That means that it's 1-0 or 2-1 is the same thing. It's a one-goal game.
Melker Karlsson for Shepard. Tried the quick backhand feed. Wanted Goodrow, who's lurking around the net. Now Botman leaning on Karlsson. Karlsson able to keep it on the boards. Kessler's there too. From the blue line, Hannon spotted Goodrow open. Tennyson down the board. He's crunched by Valesky. Now Karlsson. Marleau stepped on it. Back for Karlsson. And Botman guides it to the boards, but not out. Hannon drives one that deflects wide. Hannon looking for his first goal of the year. Has 1 assist. But spending a lot of time in their own end here, and finally Kessler chips it clear. Now Couture, 3-on-1, and Marleau heals his shot.
Well,
and the net's off behind Anderson. That was a beautiful chance for Patrick Marleau.
I haven't seen Marleau this snake-bitten in a long time. 3 goals in what, 31, 32 games now? And not sure, that might have deflected off.
Yeah, I think the defender's stick interfered there. That was Valesky, Valesky diving out after Marleau.
I don't know if his stick hit the puck or not. Definitely was right beside Marleau and a bit of a distraction, but he usually puts that home. He had a great look on the power play in the first period. That was an awesome save, don't get me wrong, but we're used to seeing Patty Marleau put those home.
Marleau with 7 goals on the year. Valesky's stick might have hit Marleau's stick. Something interfered with it for sure, as Lovejoy sends it to this side for Fowler. And it's lobbed clear on the backhand by Ryan Kessler. If you've joined us late, Joe Pavelski has the only goal of the game. Joe Thornton injured in the first period and has not returned to the game. Here's a backhand bid by Ingles, saved by Anderson. He's been the story with 21 saves for the Ducks tonight.
Been a good game, fun game. Watching these two teams go at it. They don't like each other. Both very good teams. Well coached. Good stuff. Way to finish out calendar year 2014. Get us primed for a great 2015 of Sharks hockey.
Nice to see a good game on New Year's Eve. Puts us all in a bubbly mood. Tennyson, the hit on Maroon. He's about the only guy who's not enjoying tonight up to this point. Hurdle. Back to the point. Vlasic shot blocked by Silfverberg. Now the race. Silfverberg outlegs Vlasic, but then pays the price. He took a big hit.
They're banging each other out there tonight. Finishing their checks. I've said it before, hockey's at its best when there's emotion and passion, and you don't need fights. I like the odd fight, but physical play just gets everybody going, gets you into the game.
Played into the Sharks zone by Hampus Lindholm. Sharks looking for a clear here, and Tennyson will flip it off the glass out.
Well, we've seen a couple of bad changes here in the second period. It's a long change if you're stuck in the defensive zone. That's what led to the Sharks 3-on-1, that Couture to Marleau. That was a terrible change by the Ducks. I'm just going to echo what you said, Randy. This is one of those games San Jose's outplayed them and outchanced them. And Anderson has found a way to keep the Ducks in it.
Icing here against the Sharks. with 1:01 left in the period. Time for Geico, this date in hockey history. And what a night it was. New Year's Eve of 1988. With 5 goals and 3 assists, Mario Lemieux was in on all the Penguins' goals in an 8-6 win over New Jersey, and Lemieux became the first and remains the only player in the league's history to score his 5 goals in the same game 5 different ways. What are the 5 ways? Power play, shorthanded, even strength, penalty shot, and empty net. Unbelievable.
We're not going to see that happen again. Like, to get a shorthanded goal and a penalty shot goal in the same game, that is amazing. To throw in an even strength empty net and power play goal. And you know the best part is, he had 3 assists. They won 8-6. He had 8 points.
That's the footnote. He's in on every goal.
8 points.
Special stuff from Super Mario.
You know, Gretzky, to me, is the greatest player of all time. Mario Lemieux is the best player I ever played against, just because when I played against Lemieux, he was in his prime. He could do everything. It was like most NHLers, if you went and played senior league, that's what he was like at the NHL level. He was like playing with guys out there. He was a whole different level. It was weird. Like, you're playing against the best players in the world, and he was that much better. He had this. He could skate. His reach was phenomenal. His vision was off the charts. I mean, 5 goals, 5 different ways. Oh yeah, and had 3 assists. It's awesome.
Under
Was that 1988?
88. New Year's Eve. Might have had a little bubbly that night after that game. We're down to 21.4 seconds to go in the second period of this one. It's been a good battle, always tends to be, between the Sharks and Ducks. This is already the 4th helping of this rivalry we've had this year. And Anaheim's trying to get the season series tied up here. Sharks have 2 wins and an overtime loss against Anaheim this season. In the Pacific, Sharks now 6-5-2 after the loss to Vancouver last night. Ducks are 8-2-5 in the division. There are a lot of overtime and shootout games in the Pacific. Anaheim has. Here's Marleau. Checked by Beauchemin. Gets it up the ice, but Corey Perry intercepts. He'll shoot it from in his own zone on net. And now at the horn, we've got something going at center ice. I was looking at Niemi handling the puck.
Shame on me.
Not sure what happened here, but Scott Hannon's upset.
Well, I think Perry took the well, he did. I know he did. He took the shot, knowing the clock was expiring. We both watched the puck, and I think it was James Shepard, but I'm not sure which Shark that is. Went and finished his check, and Perry didn't like it.
Well, who is Perry on top of? That is going to be who it is.
It's Tommy Wingels finished his check.
And it is Wingels that Perry jumped on top of. And we'll see what the penalties are here as everybody heads to the dressing rooms with the period over.
It sets up the third period a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we needed a whole lot more.
Some of the Duck players still having words with Wingels. The period's over, and we are going to go to a break. And we may have penalties out of all this. I suspect we will. That is the end of the second. It is still Sharks 1, Anaheim nothing. Brody and Curtis standing by in the studio with a Sportsnet Central update and a look around the NHL on this New Year's Eve. And then Jamie and I back with second period highlights.
Sharks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Esurance. 15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works. Start with Esurance, and you could save money on car insurance in half the time.
We welcome you back live inside Honda Center as we get set for the third period. I want to remind you that limited space is still available for this year's Sharks for a Day Fantasy Camp. A once-in-a-lifetime experience. It provides a full day in the life of a Shark player, including the morning skate, a customized set of gear, interaction with the coaches, skating through the Shark Head, and then a game on the ice at SAP Center. For more information on Shark for a Day Fantasy Camp, go to sharksfoundation.org. Well, Initially, the Ducks were given just 2 minor penalties at the end of the second period. And then Ryan Getzlaf did this on his way off the ice. He threw his stick into the bench, and the officials saw that, and he got an extra 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And the reason why, because there's somebody saying, well, okay, he threw his stick on his own bench. The reason is because you don't embarrass the referees that, vagrantly, if you will.
Let's go down to ice level. Assistant coach Jay Woodcroft joining us live. Jay, you start here on a 5-on-3 power play. You guys have gone a little cold, not with chances, but putting the puck in the net. What are you looking for here?
Well, Randy, we want to establish some momentum right off the bat here. That's a big thing for us. We've had some good looks. We want to continue to shoot the puck and make sure we're in the goaltender's eyes, but the big thing is to create some momentum in this first 2 minutes.
Jay, this team, the Ducks, have had a propensity of coming from behind. They did it last game against Vancouver here and ended up winning in overtime. They did it the last time the Sharks were here. What do you guys tell the players in between periods?
Well, we got to stick to our game plan. We started the night with a 60-minute game plan. We want to make sure that we continue that. Trust in each other, trust in our system play in our end and also on offense. And we feel that we got the team that can do this here. We like our chances here this period. We like the way we started the game. And for us, like I said, it's a 60-minute plan. We're going to stick with it.
Thanks, Jay.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Good stuff. 60-minute game, stick to it. And how about starting off the third period, that lack of discipline and frustration from Ryan Getzlaf. So now check out who's in the penalty box for the Ducks. Getzlaf, Perry, Kessler. You got to make them pay. Like killer instinct right now. Time to take a 2 or 3 goal lead.
Sharks will start with a 5-on-3. Perry and Kessler got 2 each for roughing. Tommy Wingle's got 2 for interference. He's in the box for the Sharks. But then Getzlaf with that extra deuce for unsportsmanlike. So here is a golden opportunity for the Sharks. 5-on-3, fresh ice. And a chance to open up more than a 1-goal lead.
I think you have to start off the period. You got fresh ice, urgency, attack. You're not thinking 1 goal, you're thinking 2.
Sharks are 0 for 3, but they have 9 power play shots. And Beauchemin clears it. Now Brent Burns skating to center. He'll drop it on the entry. It's Pavelski. Flips it over to Goodrow. Back down Pavelski behind the net. Beaten to the puck there, and the Ducks are going to get another clear.
Not good enough to start the period. Not even close. You're talking about a division rival. Sharks 0-2-1 in their last 3. They should have had 2 or 3 good shots by now.
Here's Burns with some speed to the net, and he shot it high. This one's up high, drops. Now in front and low, and is Burns at the side. Too deep for Goodrow. He couldn't tuck it home.
It's a right-handed shot. He taps it home.
Now Couture. Back for Marleau. Couture in front and redirected by Goodrow just wide.
And you got a broken stick on, I think that's Beauchemin in front of the net. So
5 on 2.5. There's a shot. Anderson saved loose at the side. Pavelski couldn't reach it. Burns on the wing, the slap shot rims around, and Couture just kept it in. Here's Logan. Marleau shoots. Anderson save. Rebound, a scramble for the loose puck. Marleau a slap shot. That's blocked by Bolesky. There's another shot. It's Burns whipping one high and wide. Down to 15 seconds on the 5-on-3. Silfverberg, no stick. There's a one-timer wide. Couture to Burns. Back to Pavelski, scores! With 2 seconds left, Joe Pavelski makes it 2-0.
Well, the big Pavelski strikes again. 2nd of the night, 19th of the year. And once the Sharks got set up in the offensive zone, it just became a barrage of shots. They missed the net a few times, but Pavelski taking that one-timer, beating Anderson on the short side. There's a beautiful look at Pavelski setting himself up, and he was ready for that one-timer, and he drills it home. And a big goal with only 2 seconds left on that 5-on-3. You can imagine the crowd here was starting to stir up. They thought they were going to kill this off. A couple of guys were coming out, and they were going to have the momentum. Instead, Pavelski gives the Sharks that important next goal and a 2-0 lead.
So the Sharks finally get a power play goal on their 12th power play shot of this game. Now the second penalty obviously expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Anderson outside of his net. All kinds of stuff going on behind the Anaheim goal. Here come the Ducks back up ice as Clayton Stoner fires it in. 10th power play goal for Pavelski. He was tied for the NHL lead at 9. We'll check the rest of the scoring around the league tonight to see if any other co-leaders have scored. Lovejoy with a shot in the Emmy to save as Smith-Pelly took an extra whack and he gets shoved out of the crease.
And this is where the Sharks you have to learn. You don't dwell on the past. Second key again tonight, focus on the moment. Don't dwell on the past, learn from the past. Just last night against Vancouver, San Jose scored to make the score 2-1 Van at the time. Vancouver came back and scored within a few minutes to regain that 2-goal lead. San Jose has a 2-goal lead. You know that the Ducks are not happy with the way things have started here in the third period or ended in the second period. They're going to try a pushback and get back into this thing right now. The next 2-3 minutes, really important for the Sharks. You got to keep it simple. You're not sitting back. You're not passive. But don't force pucks through the slot area or in the neutral zone. No turnovers in defensive zone or in the neutral zone tonight. Keep it simple. Chip it out, chip it in. Settle back into this thing.
The official scoring play on the goal, Pavelski's 19th of the season, second of this game. It's a 5-on-3 power play goal at 1:58 from Burns and Couture.
Couture did a good job on that 5-on-3 down in front of the net. He was a distraction to Anderson the entire time. He's replacing Joe Thornton on that number 1 power play. Goodrow is. He knows his role. Go to the front of the net.
Cogliano, and that'll go wide. Here's Silfverberg. From the point, Fowler quickly crossed to Lovejoy. Desjardins gave it right back to Silfverberg, and he whips one that's blocked. Lovejoy will shoot it up the boards. Niemi knocking it aside. Here's Silfverberg. Trying to get it to the forehand for a shot. Hands it off to Fowler. His slapper. Saved, and then Silfverberg fans on the rebound. No stick for Hannon. He and Cogliano going at it, and Hannon just got a penalty. Scott Hannon, 2 penalties last time he played. That was against LA. One of them costly, and he's going to get one here. Probably for roughing, maybe interference.
Or holding.
And now the whistle. And Hannon still having words, and he grabs onto Cogliano. Cogliano must have slashed him or something. He was hot.
Yeah, he is. There's the battle in front of the net.
There's just those cross checks. What is that?
It takes a lot to get Scotty Hannon to retaliate and be that mad. You were right with the rough. I saw him holding his head down. I thought, well, that looks like holding, but there was a bit of a rough play there on Hannon, and he's arguing it because of the cross checks. I want to say the refs are evening it up. The Sharks had their fair share of power plays tonight. It was almost like, you got to be careful.
Very big penalty kill situation here for the Sharks. They have got to match what Anaheim did until that 5-on-3, and that's they got to shut this power play down. They are 1 for 1 in trying to do that. Just the second time they faced the Ducks power play unit in this game. And a whistle will bring it back into the Anaheim zone on the faceoff.
Shots 25-15 in favor of the Sharks. Score 2-0. That's the stat that matters. We found that out last night. San Jose just dominated in pretty much every statistic against the Canucks, except for really the only one that matters at the end of the night, the score.
Pavelski in the offensive zone on the penalty kill with the face-off, but Vatanen has it again for the Ducks. Their power play coming in ranked 23rd in the league, 16% on the year. And they ice it here on the power play, and that's never good.
Well, no Thornton here in the third period, so I don't think we're going to see him again tonight. Obviously, that is a concern.
For those of you joining late, Joe Thornton injured in the first period in a shoulder-shoulder collision with Clayton Stoner of the Ducks.
Reaction immediately looked like an upper arm or shoulder injury, so we'll see the severity. We'll get more news in the days to come. Hopefully, it's not serious. More ice time for some other guys. Sharks don't play again until Saturday on the 3rd. So, kind of a light week, if you will, 2 days. So ice time distribution not a concern tonight.
Maroon and Niemi with the glove save. Corey Perry up top for Vatanen. Still over a minute left on the power play. Kessler, Perry redirect. Niemi save, and Pavelski with the clear.
Patty Marleau's just got to be better than that. He's got to stop and start. His stick position.
Nice save by Niemi. Off the change in angle there on that shot as Lindholm comes to center and flips it in. Smith-Pelly down the wing. And we've got a penalty. Going to be interference to Hampus Lindholm, and that'll wipe out the Anaheim power play.
Anaheim 47 interference.
Characteristics we've seen. This is the 4th time these teams have played this year. We saw it in the first game. And the Ducks top in the NHL points, 54 points. They win a lot of close games, but they can when they lose, they get blown out some nights, and they get really frustrated. And we're seeing some of their frustrations bubble over here at the end of the second period and a little bit in the third period. And that's something San Jose, this is like, you got to expose that and remember it. Like, this is one of their weaknesses, if you will. They can get almost too emotionally charged up in games. You want to use it against them.
So now 4-on-4 for a bit. Lindholm getting the interference penalty. Anderson Edom sending it in. Edom scored the Anaheim disallowed goal. Desjardins scored the Sharks disallowed goal. I may be the only one keeping track of disallowed goal scorers. Here's Shepherd. And now Brendan Dillon.
You track that, and I'll track Patrick Maroon missed empty nets.
Yeah.
2.
Boy, he just had a great chance that Niemi stopped with a glove save on his last shift on that power play. Lovejoy. He's got Rickard Rakell. And now the Sharks are on a power play with Hannon out of the box.
Made some nice moves tonight, Rakell.
Burns behind his net. And now the Sharks will make changes and get a power play unit out there, minus Joe Thornton. But they capitalized on the 5-on-3 to go up 2-0 earlier in this period. And Marleau will send it in. After it first is Stoner for the Ducks. And now a nice play by Cogliano. Burns getting back in time against the speedy Andrew Cogliano. Here's Goodrow. Shoots wide.
Good zone entry by the Sharks. Great pass there from Marleau to Goodrow, setting up a good scoring chance.
Here's Marleau. Goodrow stick out, presented it for a pass, trying to tip it home. Cleared down. Niemi will hand it off to Brent Burns. Now 20 left on the abbreviated power play for the Sharks. And puck stays wrong side of the blue line, hit the linesman's skate. Smith-Pelly turns. It's deep in the Shark zone, and they will struggle to get one more power play chance here because of the time left. And now Lindholm out of the box. So we're back to 5-on-5. It stays 2-0. Sharks 1 for 6 on the power play tonight. Anaheim 0 for 2. And Fowler's shot steered out of play. 12:31 remaining in the third period. Sharks with a 2-0 lead.
There's a few Sharks on the screen. The first one that you can see is Brent Burns, and he is digging in his right leg. Look at that knee and toe pointing out, and he's going to go against Andrew Cogliano, who's pretty quick. And now we're going to watch Joe Pavelski kind of pushes Burns right there. Joe Pavelski, who has 2 goals. First key tonight, make others better. Watch Pavelski here. 2 hands on his sticks. You push Burns right at the top of his back, or bottom of his back, above his at the top of his pants, just a little bit, just a bit, to give Burns a little extra step. And that's making others better right there. You do it on the scoreboard, and you're making Burns faster. He wins the race against a speedy Cogliano. Love that stuff.
That's making everybody a little better.
I love that.
Pavelski helping his teammate turn on the after Burnser.
It's a little subtle trick out there for all you hockey players.
There's a redirected puck just wide of the Sharks' net. Corey Perry. He wanted Bolesky. He'll end up in the corner. Poke back to Perry behind the net. He'll circle the net. Getzlaf's there. Can't get a shot. Getzlaf turns, loses an edge against Couture, and now Marleau and Wingels come ahead through the neutral zone. Wingels can't get that puck by Stoner, And now a second time, can't get that puck by Stoner.
Going back to that push by Pavelski, if you do it a little too low, you're going to throw the player off balance. Too high, you don't get any of the inertia to really push him forward. You have to get him right at the top of the pants.
I don't know. In that case, if you push him too low, he's going to look back and say, what did you just do? Here's Kessler out of the corner.
Point taken.
Out to Beauchemin. Loads up, and Niemi with the glove save.
Well, San Jose in the neutral zone wants to get pucks deep. They didn't. What happens? Puck ends up in your own zone. D-to-D pass. San Jose doing a good job, and that was Pavelski in front of the net. Kind of boxing out Smith-Pelly enough for Niemi to see that puck and make an easy save. It's the Joe Pavelski show here tonight in so many different ways. That's what he brings, night in, night out.
Pavelski, both Sharks goals on 4 shots, 53% on the night in the faceoff circle, as he is on pace for another 40-goal year, now at 19 goals in game 38.
Taking more faceoffs than normal. Usually he takes all the faceoffs on the right side of the rink. He's a right-handed shot. Joe Thornton takes all the faceoffs on the left side. It's also part of the reason their faceoff percentages are very, very good, both in the top 10 in the NHL. They don't take a lot of faceoffs on their weaker side.
Desjardins up with Carlson here, and Shepard with Goodrow moving up the chain on the different line combos due to the Thornton injury.
Say, in my estimation, spending a little bit too much time in the defensive zone right now.
Definitely been a push here by the Ducks in this third period, despite giving up a goal again. Lindholm wanted the redirect by Beauchemin. Now Francois Beauchemin, and it's steered in by Devontae Smith-Pelly. Ducks are finishing their checks. Kessler just did on Braun. Nieto with speed down the wing against Lovejoy. Then he lost his edge. Puck comes up the middle all the way to center. Hannon sends it back in. Hurdle. Nieto turns from pressure back for Tennyson over to Hannon. This will skip through. Hurdle there, so's Fowler. Tomas Hurdle back with it in the corner, absorbs a hit from Fowler. Bunted back by Nieto to Hannon. Now the wrist shot by Burns high. Hannon slaps it deep again. Hurdle chips it out for Pavelski. He'll spin, tried to thread the needle through to Nieto. Hit the skate of Lovejoy. Hurdle's back there. Pavelski went off on a change. Here's Hannon.
This is the shift the Sharks needed just to change the momentum a little bit.
Now it's out to Emerson Edom, and he'll send it in behind Hannon from center. Hannon turns and gets a body on young Edom. Cleared out, and no icing here as Anderson's out to settle it at the Ducks goal line. 9:20 left in the third. Getzlaf to Perry. Waits, shoots, and it's out of play off Vlasic's stick. The Sharks try to close out 2014 with a win. Let's update the standings in the Pacific Division as of right now. Sharks and Ducks, and the Sharks right now in one of the wild card spots with 43 points, but they can vault over LA with the win and get back into a tie with the Canucks. Anaheim right now with a 9-point lead in the division over Vancouver. 2 other Pacific games tonight. Dallas leading Anaheim 4-0 in the third. Arizona rather, and Edmonton trying to get their first 2-game winning streak since November, leading in Calgary 1-0 in the first.
Cheering for Edmonton there.
Oilers beat the Kings last night in a shootout. Only their second win in their last 22. Those 2 wins against the Kings and Sharks. Who'd have figured it? There's a shot through traffic. Niemi made the pad save. And it's cleared off the near glass back down. A tip called, so there's no icing.
Barring a collapse from the Ducks, which I don't see happening, it's basically a 4-team race for the 2 final spots that guarantee you a playoff spot, top 3. And then it goes into wild card mode. It'll be an exciting 2015, winter spring of 2015 is going to be fun.
I think we said it last night. 2 things we know for sure. Ducks are going to be in the playoffs, and Edmonton's not. That's about it. Goodrow's shot knocked down by Anderson. Burns turns back.
Arizona in there too.
And Dillon Will wrist it to the far side. Cogliano to it first. Plays it behind the net. Burns there. And we got a slashing penalty to San Jose.
Well, a pushback from the Ducks.
Let's listen to this call. I'm not sure who it's on.
Yeah.
Maybe Carlson.
San Jose 68, minor penalty, slashing.
That's his second minor tonight.
Did he break his stick? Is the stick broken? No. If this stick wasn't broken, like, you're allowed to go. I don't like the call. I don't like the call in the last 10 minutes. I don't like it at all. You're going to have contact with other guys' sticks. It's hard. I understand if the stick breaks. The referee's kind of forced in that situation. I couldn't tell if the Ducks player stick was. Those types of things right there, they happen all night long.
Slashing is the call to Carlson. Here's the power play for Anaheim, and it's a critical one for them with 7:45 left here, and they're down by 2.
Big
Kessler to Vatanen at the point. Vatanen, now it comes to this side. Getzlaf plays it in front. Turning around is Maroon. His backhand saved by Niemi. Getzlaf tried to poke it home. Niemi trying to find the bouncing puck off Vlasic's stick, and he's got it.
Sharks cover all the other players, leave Maroon open at the side of the net, and it works out to their advantage again. Poor guy. Look at him. He's almost laughing right now. He's like, not laughing as in ha-ha, laughing as in, are you kidding me? Nice job by Vlasic coming down and collapsing, but Maroon's wondering what he has to do to try and score tonight. And that's all you can do. Look up and say, keep going. Keep going forward.
Right now, the way his night's going, empty net breakaway is not a sure thing.
Who was that guy that missed it? It was with Dallas years ago.
A block. Ducks recover. Bolesky, still 1:15 on this power play to Lindholm.
Good block shot there by Logan Couture, paying the price. 35th block shot of the year for the forward for the Sharks.
Somebody just lost a stick, and it's going to be a penalty. Couture's stick was lifted right out of his hands by Matt Bolesky, and here's the call.
Number 39, 2 minutes interference.
So there goes Anaheim's power play. Here's how it happened. So the Sharks will eventually end up, presuming there's no more penalties, with a brief power play of their own.
So what if you hold your stick really, really, really lightly and someone comes knocking?
Well, that's what Bolesky just argued with the referee.
I don't like that penalty either. I didn't like the previous one. I didn't like that one. So consistency's been key here tonight. Hey, you know what? Said it before. I'll say it a lot. Like players, if the refs just called a slash, stick on stick slash, then you can't go and knock Couture's stick if he's only got one hand. That's Bolesky's fault for doing it. You know the refs are calling it. That's Bolesky's fault.
Getzlaf a shot in Niemi with the pad save, and he jumps on the rebound. So 4-on-4, Getzlaf gets a little room, and that's all he needs.
There's the little change of angle by Getzlaf. Subtle, not subtle. Just keep an eye on Getzlaf. He comes in, watch his stick. Boom, moves it in, moves it out. Quick shot, great save by Niemi. Read it all the way.
So powerful, and Niemi matches him with a big stop here at even strength.
That's where these goalies, you have to study other players and their habits.
Beauchemin's shot saved by Niemi. Corey Perry all over Niemi. And now Braun giving it back to Perry as they tussle at the side of the goal crease. Meanwhile, down at the other end, James Shepard catching a pass. He's checked by Beauchemin. Now Shepard unable to hold on to it as Perry sends it ahead, but Vlasic has it.
The only disappointing about tonight is the realization these teams only play each other one more time in the regular season.
Marleau catching the pass from Shepard. Tried to get to the net, couldn't. Now Marleau leaves it for Pavelski. Marleau can't pull the trigger. Back for Couture.
Good puck protection by Marleau here this entire shift.
Fowler checked by Couture. They both go down. Now Logan up with the puck. Couture in front for Marleau, and he couldn't stuff it home. Here's Silfverberg. Cogliano shoots, blocked by Pavelski. Then Niemi with a save and a catch and a hold for a faceoff.
Even though the Sharks are on the power play and the puck was in their defensive zone, nothing wrong with Niemi freezing the puck in that situation. Get the whistle, settle everything down. You're up by 2 on the road against a very good hockey team. Top team with most points in the NHL. Allows you to get some fresh players out there. You get a face-off in the power play, face-off in the defensive zone. There's not much the Ducks can do here. Heads-up play there by Antti Niemi.
Sharks on a power play for 38 more seconds. They are 1 for 6. They've generated 12 of their 26 shots tonight on the power play, but the Ducks, boy, have they caught up. Shots are now 26-24 in favor of the Sharks. After the first period, it was 14-3 in favor of the Sharks. Once an 11-goal shot differential down to 2. Kessler wins the faceoff, but the Sharks regain it as Wingles goes up ice to Nieto, and his shot partially blocked by Fowler, causing it to go wide, and Fowler cleared. Burns chased down by Kessler. Up the boards to Nieto. Back for Tennyson, Matt Tennyson. Into the attacking zone here on the power play. Nieto across for Vlasic. Vlasic to Wingles. 5 to go on the power play to Jardin. Wingles from the corner. Back to Vlasic at the blue line. Back to Wingles. Shot high. Bolesky out of the box. And Wingles, nice back check to get that away from Matt Bolesky. Under 5 left. To Jardin into the Duck zone while both teams change on the fly. Joe Pavelski has both Sharks goals. There have been 2 goals, 1 for each side disallowed in this game. And Joe Thornton left the game with an injury, and now Vatanen just got a penalty for exactly what Getzlaf did at the end of the second period, showing up the referee. He's going to get it unsportsmanlike. Sharks come back on a power play.
Sharks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by EA Sports NHL 15 in stores now. Sharks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light wants you to enjoy the most refreshing ride of your life. Win game tickets, gear, and a ride on the Zamboni machine. Text SHARKS2 to 49375.
Time for our Toyota game summary. Give you the 2 goals. First period, Joe Pavelski redirects Vlasic's shot. Then in the third, Joe Pavelski. Right here from Brent Burns, the one-timer, tail end of a 5-on-3 power play. 10th power play goal for Pavelski, league leader. And that is where we are with 4:32 to go. And Sami Vatanen in the penalty box. Undisciplined penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct after he smashed his broken stick to the ice right in front of the referee. And he rang him up.
I'll tell you, the refs tonight have called a good game, and here's why. You may not like the calls. They've been consistent. If the captain gets a penalty for throwing a stick, then it's the responsibility of the coaches or players for the Ducks to say, guys, you can't show up. The refs are going to call it. And if you do, you're going to go in the box. And that's exactly what happened. And frustration is looming here for this Ducks team.
Marleau shot it wide. Goodrow. And that is Lindholm trying to clear up the boards. Gets it to Thompson and down. Watch out for Cogliano. He has 2 shorthanded goals this year. He's behind the Sharks net against Burns. And he'll chip it back to center. Nice work by Andrew Cogliano, penalty killing.
His priority of this power play is don't give up a shorthanded goal. The second priority, get scoring chances and try and score. A 2-0 lead here. Last 5 minutes of the game.
Stretched out to Hurdle. Tomas with Lovejoy on his back. Hurdle trying to swing it in front for Wingles. That deflects away. Silfverberg for the Ducks. Across the Sharks line. And Vlasic will dump it behind the net for Matt Tennyson.
Good back check there by Hurdle and James Shepard.
Sharks power play continues. Another 35 seconds. Vlasic. It bounces to Wingles. Over to Couture. And Vlasic tripped up as the puck ends up on Tennyson's stick. Down to 20 on the Batman penalty. Patrick Marleau waiting at center. And he'll get it across the ice, but Carlson can't knock it down. And as Getzlaf sends it up ice. That is going to do it for the Sharks power play. And they do not generate a shot on goal on that power play. Now 1 for 8 with 12 shots. Here's Maroon, and that deflects wide. Here's another chance. Kessler blocked and up out of play. Stay tuned for Esurance Sharks postgame live. Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown in the studio tonight. Brett Hedican over on the radio side will jump over and join us live from here at Honda Center right after the conclusion of this game.
What a good game.
Intense timeout. Bruce Boudreau and the Ducks going to talk down this final couple of minutes here, down by 2 goals.
This is perfect for the Sharks too. Allows Todd McClellan to talk to his troops, give everybody a rest here. He's had to shorten the bench because of the injury to Joe Thornton. He's relaying some messages. Meanwhile, the Ducks going over a face-off play.
Don't forget, tomorrow, the Winter Classic, scheduled for 10 o'clock Pacific time in Washington. Capitals and the Blackhawks. Although the NHL did put out an alert today, they're expecting clear skies tomorrow at game time, which could result in some glare off the ice. It is an issue, and they may delay that game by up to 90 minutes. So keep an eye on that online between now and tomorrow morning at 10 Pacific. But don't miss it. The Bridgestone Winter Classic from the nation's capital, and then in February, the only other outdoor game, the 2015 Coors Light Stadium Series game between the Sharks and Kings at Levi Stadium. Empty net, goal! And the Sharks lead 3-0. Logan Couture from in his own zone. Perfect.
Just well executed by the Sharks. They get the puck up with a 2-goal lead. You could take a chance and try and fire it home in the empty net. Why not? It works. Logan Couture, I don't want to say seals the deal. 2:05. We've seen stranger things happen, but that's a lot more comfortable than a 2-0 lead. And there's a lot of fans here in the Honda Center that agree with the sentiment that this thing is almost over.
So the Ducks started with the net empty. It's occupied by Anderson now as Goodrow stick handles his way through the slot. But Logan Couture's 14th of the year into the empty net has turned this into a 3-0 game.
What a response by the Sharks after not a great game. I mean, a tough loss against Vancouver. Their coach was not happy after the game.
Well,
basically said that they're trying to take the easy way out, and they didn't take the easy way out tonight. They paid the price in every capacity.
Go back to October 25th. Sharks had a home game against Buffalo. At that time, number 30 out of 30 teams in the league. And the Sabres beat the Sharks 2-1. The very next day, a 5 o'clock game here in Anaheim. And the Sharks bounced back with an impressive 4-1 win. And it looks like they're going to repeat that.
The Ducks, assuming the score holds, and it will to some degree, the Sharks are going to win this game. The Ducks are now 8-3-5 against Pacific Division teams. All 3 regulation losses to the San Jose Sharks. The LA Kings this year against Pacific Division teams are 6-2-4. One of those regulation losses is the Sharks. So combine the 2 SoCal teams. 14-5-9 against Pacific Division. 4 of those 5 regulation losses to the San Jose Sharks.
Burns will flip this clear to Sander. Anderson's not coming out now, down by 3.
Good way to finish off calendar year 2014 for this team.
We're down to the final minute. Ben Lovejoy with a shot, and Niemi out to get his blocker on that. Smith Pelly, watched by Desjardins. Lovejoy, quick shot, blocked in front. Edom. And now Smith Pelly, broken up by Desjardins. Nieto. Thompson gets it deep. One thing we kind of keep an eye on here now is shenanigans late in the game. We've seen that here in this building before.
Yes, we have.
Although you don't sense it right now in this game. 3-0, 34 seconds to go. And the leaders in the shenanigans department for Anaheim aren't on the ice. That's a separate stat. That's an advanced stat.
That's way beyond Corsi and Fenwick.
That's the shenanigan meter. I just invented it. Shepard up against Lindholm. Now Silfverberg turns. A chance for Cogliano, and he missed the top half of the net.
His inner Patrick Maroon came out on this evening.
Oh, that is gold. Here is Beauchemin back in his own zone.
On this evening.
And the final game of 2014 for the San Jose Sharks is over, and Antti Niemi earns himself a shutout. His third of the year. 28 saves for Niemi, and the 30th of his career. 27 saves, I should say, for Niemi.
Third shutout for Niemi, 5th for the Sharks. Huge win to close out 2014. Congrats on a great team effort.
The final score from here in Orange County. The Sharks 3, the Ducks nothing. Sharks Postgame Live starts right now.